State government to begin another batch of distributions of relief materials immediately flood receipts. Opinion leaders calls for inclusion of an African country as a member of UN Security Council. Lagos High Court grants 50 million naira bill to former Governor Fayose. And on the foreign scene, explosive devices mailed to former U.S. Presidents Clinton and Obama. My name is Chidinma Orangwan. Now the detail of the news. The state government is to commence distribution of relief materials and other palliatives to residents of riverine parts of the state immediately the flood recedes. Governor Wole Obiano disclosed this yesterday when he presented certificates of recognition to traditional rulers of two communities in Obaro Council areas. Government House correspondent Kene Chukwuofoma was there and now reports.
The newly recognized traditional rulers are Igwe Fidelis Nsofo of Umonamko community and Igwe Lawrence Ogogwa of Akilozizo community. The event, which took place at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, attracted stakeholders in the community as well as friends of the royal fathers. Presenting the certificates, Governor Obiano said the recognition should afford the newly elected traditional rulers the opportunity to pursue peace among members of the communities, reminding them of the need to support his administration. He further harped on the need for the traditional rulers to also focus on initiating programs for youth empowerment and mobilization to complement government's efforts to gainfully engage them away from crime. The governor, who revealed that the third phase of the Choose a Project Community Development Initiative will soon commence, said farmers and fishermen whose means of livelihood were destroyed in the flood will be assisted to restart their businesses.
I'm very delighted to have done this ceremony today. But I have a few words of advice to the new Igwes. First is, like you have already been admonished, you being an Igwe is not an opportunity for you to go and suppress your people. If you do so, you will incur the wrath of the government. As now do you my pencil, make a eraser. If we twice when the Wi-Fi I guess we catch up here. It's very important, and you owe absolute loyalty to the government of the day. Very important, because that's the only way progress can come to that community. Absolute loyalty to the government of the day. Although you are not partisan, but you should support the government of the day in executing the activities.
The Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Town Union Matters, Mr. Greg Obi, remarked that all the necessary processes were duly followed before the traditional rulers emerged, and emphasized that the efforts of the Obiano administration in resolving traditional rulership tussles and enthroning leaderships is to entrench peace at the grassroots.
So when you get home, you make peace with Madline, Baumonangwo, and Akele also. The main thing, we have looked at it critically, and we are confident that the right thing is being done. Because we have found out that any community without Igwe, things don't go very well there. The Igwes have a calming effect on what happens in the community.
In an admonition, the traditional ruler of Okpuno, Igwe Sunday Okafo, reminded the new royal fathers of the responsibility they owe their people to be upright and transparent in their dealings, and urged people of the communities to rally round them to enable them succeed. For the national president of the State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, Chief Alex Onukwe, traditional rulers are very key in community mobilization, and the way Governor Obiano handles their issues go a long way to show the premium he places on community development.
Where you are God, or where you are next to God to your people, you have to be God to them, all of them. So that you have to solve their problems, you have to be there for them. And this is the fundamental function of the traditional ruler, to see to the progress of his people. Your people can come to you in the middle of the night, you can't say no. They can come in the morning, they can come anytime. So the traditional ruler will have to be the father of his people.
In their separate remarks, the newly recognized traditional rulers, Igwe Nsofo and Igwe Ogugwa, expressed appreciation to the state government for recognizing them and pledged to lead their people with the fear of God and in the path of peace and progress. From the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, I am Kene Chukwuofoma, reporting for ABS News.
The Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidan Adinoba, says plans are on to establish some hospitals in the state that will be managed by the best hospitals in India. Mr. Adinoba made this known during a welcome dinner organized for the Indian medical experts who arrived the state for the commencement of the 2018 free medical mission of the Rotary International District 9142 held in Oka. Chibuzo Okoye's report is taken from our studios.
Adinoba, while welcoming the medical team from India to the state, praised them for their love, care and passion for an improved human race, which is the major reason that brought them to the state, and maintained that the current administration in the state shares in their sentiments, which is the reason the administration has made tremendous gains in the areas of health, agriculture, industrialization, education, among others. The commissioner, who revealed that Rotary International helps immensely to foster global peace and understanding, as well as solidarity with the human family, added that the more people share compassion and kindness to one another globally, the better the human race, and called on the Anambra to bring out their sick ones to benefit from the free medical exercise.
The whole world will be marking the 70th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations, all the way from India, to assist people who otherwise would have the opportunity of receiving first-class medical treatment. Anambra gives us hope that indeed an India can be built in West Africa, especially in Nigeria.
According to Mrs. Salim Banefo, who is the Commissioner for Indigenous Arts Works, Diaspora Affairs, Culture and Tourism, Anambra have various captivating tourism sites that the medical team from India can go and relax at any given time. Even as she said that Anambra in diaspora also give free medical treatments to the citizens and residents of the state annually, and eulogized the medical team for their love for a healthy and better society. The leader of the team, who is the past district governor, Rotary International District 3170 India, Dr. Joseph Fernandez, pointed out that the three important areas they will focus on during the free medical exercise are knowledge transfer in the area of medicine, surgical and clinical skills transfer, and attitudinal and behavior change in the hospital management, and further said that they have eye, dental, orthopedic and throat surgeons, as well as gynecologists, who will attend to the medical needs of Anambra, examine operations, and equally make proper diagnosis.
Very important points for this mission that we are today indulging in. One is the knowledge transfer, that we are going to give it as an expertise from India to our friends in Nigeria on various subjects of medicine. Surgeons, we have got general surgeons, we have got orthopedic surgeons, we have got anesthesiologists.
Earlier, the pioneer governor, Rotary International, District 9142, Dr. Imaudabe, in a welcome speech, explained that the medical team, apart from giving treatments to patients, will equally interface with the health professionals in the state to exchange ideas for skills improvement and getting acquainted with the modern trends in the healthcare management, so that in no distant years, Anambra will have medical professionals that will be at par with their counterparts in India and in all medically advanced nations of the world.
The Commissioner has assured me that government within the next 48 hours will also be receiving you. Doctors will be able to perform those operations and surgeries and all the things they've come to do.
The exercise has already kicked off at the Chukwuemeka Odumegojuhu University Teaching Hospital, Amakoka, and we end on the 3rd November 2018. And in the Anambra are advised to utilize the opportunity and get the best medical treatments at no cost. In Oka, it's been Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The international community celebrates United Nations Day. Today, the day was set aside to honor the interstate organization promoting human rights, world peace and social progress. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye has more on this.
24th has been celebrated as United Nations Day since 1948 to mark the day United Nations, a world organization, was established after World War II. As of today, there are 193 member countries of United Nations, and the day reminds the world the need to acknowledge and accept cultural diversity wholeheartedly. Speaking on the significance of the day, the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adinoba, said that the most important objective for forming the United Nations in 1948 was to promote international peace, understanding and solidarity of the human family. Mr. Adinoba suggested that African countries should face their problems and challenges, seek ways of solving them, stating that if they expect more support from the UN, that the UN itself requires a lot of reforms so as to do more.
I'm happy there is a better understanding of the principle of non-intervention in international affairs. A lot of dictatorial governments have hidden under the canopy of non-interference in the internal affairs of member states to perpetrate crime against humanity, against their own people. There are some countries that don't have to wait to get a clearance before they move in. The UN was there for too long to get cooperation from the government in the Sudan.
For the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Professor Stella Okonna, UN is a one global organization that has virtually touched the life of everybody in the entire continent, stating that it has done well comparatively in maintaining and keeping their roles and objectives. Professor Okonna, while evaluating UN performance in Nigeria, said the organization has intervened in some issues through UNICEF, UNESCO, and UNDP, stating that almost every segment of humanity has UN interest, advising African countries to make life easier for United Nations by being democratic, while the rich countries should support the UN for more work.
Almost every segment of humanity has a UN organ or UN interest, looking out for you, no matter how small you are, and looking after you and screaming when something is going wrong, even as small as you are as a member of society. So if you look at all this, the wide variety, I don't think there's any other organ in the whole world that has as many arms and interests as the UN does. Nobody else.
On his part, the national president, Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Chief Alex Onhue, stated that UN is a very strategic and important body for the world, calling on the body to include an African country as member of Security Council, adding that they should tackle the violation of human rights of immigrants in the Western world.
There are so many violations of human rights in so many places where people are treated with, below dignity level because they are immigrants. I think the UN should do something to ensure that wherever a human being is on the face of the planet Earth, the dignity of man shall be accorded to that person.
In Oka, Amaka Chibuzokoye, ABS News.
With the coming on board of the present administration in the state, rural communities are getting rapidly transformed, especially through the 20 million Naira Choose Your Project initiative and other rural-oriented policies. One of such communities is Nsugbe in Anambra East Council area, where the Simeon Ogude-led caretaker committee is complementing the efforts of the state government. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzokoye visited Nsugbe in his report and highlight other developmental challenges facing the community.
Before now, parts of Nsugbe community have been in total darkness due to delays in electricity infrastructure, but things are quickly changing. Other amenities that should be commensurate with the town as an emerging urban area are beginning to get inaugurated in the community. However, one of the villages that make up the community, Nnadi, appears to be lagging behind. For instance, the Nnadi quarter for 2 years has been in total darkness, The spokesman of the village, Elder Mezenwabwanne, said they have tried all they could to restore the light, but it remained elusive, saying despite all they have contributed to fix it, there have been nothing to show for it. Elder Nwabwanne bemoaned the lack of electricity in Nnadi, calling on caretaker committee of Nsugbe to extend their developmental projects to them.
I am the first person who's the first village. N'ime Nsugbe niile bụ ụzọ tụtụ ọkụ ndị ga-etieri poolu mana emesịrị oge etiara anyị nwa a ga-esi wee bi n'obodo a bụrụ ndị Nsugbe bụrụ ndị Anambra steeti ọkụ na-eruru anyị okwu ezi akụ si marachi abata.
Another resident of the community, Mr. Innocent Odieli, decried the hardship faced by the Quota, stating that they also lack potable water. He regretted that the only water scheme initiated by UNICEF had since been damaged and called on Nsugbe leadership to expedite actions to get their people at par with others.
Had to go to Okwambo, now, still, or walk due to at this time, Millie didn't say what I'm here. The milliarder Baba, as soon as some other area, and car area, figure. So, no, I know, Governor Budu, Gobanya Nadiaka, Kafun Aing will million, so leave by a name one will nobody Kaibu.
When contacted, the caretaker committee chairman of Nsugbe Development Union, Mr. Simeon Ogude, said since inception he has tried in providing the basic needs of Ndi Nsugbe, but unaware that Nnadi has no electricity. He, however, said he has contacted the EEDC 33 Nkwele Ezunaka to start work immediately as the people are ready to pay the owned company. Mr. Ogude commended Governor Willie Obiano for awarding contract for the construction of Nteje Nnadi Nsugbe Road.
Enwere ndị na-enwere 7 months nke Nnadi dị nke Ọgbagaro ndị bi na-amụmụ mpụta ive ka bakpake nke ga-esi wee wetanya bụ 62,000. Ndị ọzọ ije sịba gọvanọ na Nnadi chọrọ ụzọ na-ekene ka unu ga na-ekenezi gọvanọ na-asị ya daalụ n'ụzọ unu awọdụ ebidokwugolo ọlụ.
Another indigene of the community, Prince Fidel Ntoruka, thanked Honorable Ogude and team, pledging their total support to his administration. Efforts made to contact the EEDC personnel at 33 Nkwele Ezunaka proved abortive as he was not on seat. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Viewers' discretion is advised for the story. It was a gore scene at the Major area of Zika Venue, Oka, as the body of about 5-week-old baby, presumed to have been aborted, was found dead and dumped into a roadside drainage channel. Residents who clustered around the scene peddling curses at the culprits of such despicable acts said that the baby must have been wrapped into clothes and thrown into the gutter while it rained last night. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe was at the scene of incident and now completes the report.
One of the onlookers, Mr. Aizanwosu, who said he had informed the police of the incident, condemned the act and described it as abhorrent and crass immorality.
Abrota kibe me na Anambra state ya manoka nwa amotubo ebe abrota ka ibo udi be umu akura ndo wapali awime bagaja apadon ibu ge na ya na baba wo go deji we kechi nwa chukwu keleke we motuwo so anọ na shop na we gwa m na onwe nwa amuru na mgbelete maju na madu juru ya adiga abukra do people obere ka madira ngwe bia na we bia onye ọbụla bụla anyị amago n'ọnwụ akwụna onye mere ụdị ibe chukwu ka gbagharịa ite nọsọ mgbe were egbe gbagbuo mmadụ were egbu mmadụ. This is abomination times 100 times.
A mother, Mrs. Tonin Joseph, who barely held back her emotions, said apart from the incident being abominable, it adds up to the anxieties of women who go through many degrading experiences because of inability to give birth.
You know, by seeing this thing is not good, because when you see this type of thing now, you will not be happy, because some people are looking for this type of thing for many years, but they didn't have it. But somebody has this one and throw it away. God will not happy with that type of person, because the Bible says the wicked will not go unpunished. That person that did this thing will never go unpunished, because this thing is a life and it destroys life. And by destroying life, God will not happy with that person, and God also will destroy the life of that person. But the person that thinks that he did good now, he doesn't know that it's something that will affect his life in future. That's why you see many people, After marrying, they will see that they don't have child because of what they have done, and God is not happy with them. Then they will begin to suffer it. So this thing, by seeing this thing, is not good.
A nursing mother, Mrs. Ozioma Ebogo, implored the youth, especially those who are still single, to give up on lifestyles that taint both their future and image of the society.
ihe a na-akwamiko a na-ekwukwana ihe akwagide ike agwụ gị so ha wee ndidi oge nke ha na-abịa ha ya emegide ike agwụ ndidi bụ ihe onye ọbụla kwesịrị inwe n'ụwa ya nwee ndidi oge ha luo ha mebe ya bụ mmekọ na nwoke na nwaanyị mana kịta anụnwa abụrụ oge ha nwegodi ndidi mgbe o ruru mgbe ha ya erigide ike agwụ ha.
No security or government dispatchers were yet at the venue of the incident as at the time of this report. In Oka, Daniel Ezigwe reporting for ABS News.
The Federal High Court in Lagos has granted a 50 million naira bail to the immediate past governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Ayodele Fayose, who is facing 2.2 billion naira fraud charges. Justice Mojisho Olaregun granted Fayose bail with 2 sureties in like sum. The judge, however, said the ex-governor should be remanded in the prison custody pending the fulfillment of the bail condition. David Okwasil is standing by for business news.
Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has said that Nigeria should take a cue from the ongoing global trade war by adopting policies to protect the local economy. Mr. Emefiele made this call while delivering the keynote address at the annual CBN Seminar for Finance Correspondents and Business Editors in Lokoja, Kogi State. Citing the example of the foreign exchange restriction placed on 41 items by the CBN, Emefiele stressed that selective protection is necessary to address the challenges confronting the nation economy. He said the implementation of the 41 items, in addition to the other complementary macroeconomic policies, was effective in lifting the Nigerian economy out of recession. He illustrated the situation by saying that real gross domestic product (GDP) grew by 1.40% in the third quarter of 2017, up from 0.72%, and contraction of 0.91% in the second and first quarter of 2017, respectively. Also, there has been an improvement to the country's reserve.
And on the foreign scene, the U.S. Secret Service has said suspected explosive devices were sent to former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and former U.S. President Barack Obama. It comes 2 days after a bomb was found at the home of liberal philanthropist and financier George Soros in the suburbs of New York City. The devices were discovered by technicians who screened mails sent to the former U.S. officials. CNN says it also evacuated its New York offices over a suspicious package. According to a statement from the U.S. Secret Service, the first package recovered was addressed to Mrs. Clinton late on 23rd October. A U.S. official told journalists that a functional explosive device was found during a screening of mail sent to the home of Mr. and Mrs. Clinton in Chapaka, New York. The FBI in New York said they were aware of the suspected packages and are aiding in the investigation. A spokeswoman for Mr. Obama declined to comment on the incident and referred reporters to the Secret Service statement. The suspected explosive devices come 2 days after a confirmed pipe bomb was discovered in a mailbox at the home of Mr. Soros. Mr. Soros has become a frequent target for criticism by right-wing groups due to his support for liberal causes. And now sports. Chelsea says they will accept the punishment the Football Association FA sees fit to impose over assistant coach Marco Ainin provocative celebration after their late equalizer against Manchester United last Saturday. Blues manager Maurizio Sarri said this today. Sarri, speaking on the eve of Chelsea Europa League home clash with Belarus outfit, Bate Boris admitted Ain's behavior in Golden United manager Jose Mourinho had been wrong, but added he will give him a second chance. Aini, who was charged with improper conduct by the FA following the 2-2 draw, apologized immediately, as did Sarri to the Portuguese handler. Sarri said, unquote, "First of all, as I said after the match, we were wrong. End of quote. Sarri, whose side will be to make it 3 wins from 3 games in their Europa League group campaign, said he believes people deserve the second chance. Tensions escalated in front of the Stamford Bridge tunnel after Ross Barkley's equalizer deep into stoppage time saw Chelsea snatch a point. Former Chelsea manager Mourinho was angered by the way Ines celebrated in front of the United bench. Mourinho leaped from the seat and had to be restrained by security staff as a melee ensued, although both Sarri and Aini apologized. He said the matter was closed. That's in total news, but remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And now the major points again. State government is to begin another batch of distributions of relief material immediately flood receipts. Opinion leaders have called for inclusion of an African country as member of UN Security Council. Lagos High Court has granted 50 million naira bail to former Governor Fayose. And on the foreign scene, we reported that explosive devices have been mailed to former U.S. Presidents Clinton and Obama. And that's the size of our package tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chidinma Oranwa. Have a wonderful night rest.